Hey, hi friends, welcome to another video of Mule for Learn from D. Today we will see how we can connect to different region of Anypoint platform. So sometime you might face some situation where you need to connect to the European region for Anypoint platform instead of the default one, that is Anypoint platform US. Okay, so by default, whenever we download the Anypoint Studio, then by default it is the region is referred as US. So if you see the picture here, I am trying to just explain, like, by default this is the Anypoint Studio, and this one by default it actually tries to connect to the Anypoint platform from US region. But for, let's say, you are working in a project that is from European region. Now you must be having some credentials like user ID, password from the Anypoint platform of your project that belongs to the European region, right? So in that case, for the development work, you probably needs to connect to the Anypoint platform, let's say, to get the API specification projects from the exchange. So whatever artifacts are present there, for some reason, for the project specific work, you might need to connect to the Anypoint platform European region from your Anypoint Studio. So in that case, whenever you are trying to connect to the Anypoint platform just by giving the username and password, at that time probably you will face some issue like not able to connect, or something like unable to authenticate, user ID password wrong, so something similar issue you will face, right? So to demonstrate that, I have just um, tried to go to Mulesoft site, and there if you see, we have some description here. So to access the European control plane, they are saying that we need to go to eu1.anypoint.mulesoft.com. So now let's go to the Mulesoft Anypoint Studio. So in the Anypoint Studio, if you click on let's say if you click on platform, right? So if you click on open exchange, and then this so whenever we want to connect to the Anypoint platform from our Anypoint Studio, that time we need to click on this one, and sometime people used to call right click on the project, and from here they used to go to Anypoint platform, and then they used to connect to they used to select this configure credentials. So for whatever reason, and also sometime you need to deploy to the cloud hub, so for that also you need to configure this credential, right? So now if you click this, and now let's say you have the user ID and password, or the credentials that is needed to connect to the Anypoint platform, but that is not from the US region, but that is from the European region, for because your project belongs to the European region and you are working with the Anypoint platform European region, right? So for that, if you just right click on this one, I mean click on add, and then if you come here, so this is where you need to put the username and password, right? And by default, if you see, it is not showing up anything like which region it is connecting to. There is nothing like this. So let me take you to the Anypoint, I mean this site. So if you see, this is the Anypoint platform. So this is the by default, that the address is anypoint.mulesoft.com. if you see the address bar, .com slash login. So this is the by default site that where we are redirected whenever we are trying to register for our Anypoint platform, right? but this is defaulting to the, I mean, this is a default site that belongs to the US region. However, if you want to go to the European region Anypoint platform, that time probably if you see I have opened two different Anypoint platform sites. So this is the US one and this is the European one. So if you see, as they have mentioned here, eu1.anypoint.mulesoft.com. So this is the site. When I go there and I'll just refresh it, so if you see, this is how it will load. So it looks exactly similar to the other login page. So let's say we want to register for the European region, right? So we will click on sign up, and then similarly we need to provide our details. So let's say the it is, let's say, DigiWorld learning. Okay, so DigiWorld learning, and then I'll just provide it. Okay, so these are the details that I have provided. Now I need to click on this. I am not a robot, and for this one, if you see, whatever this puzzle I need to resolve, so select all images with cars. So this one, this one, this one, and that is it. So I'll just click on this, and then I'll click on create, accept and create account. Okay. Okay, so once this is done, I need to verify the email address that has been provided for this account. So they have sent one code. So I already provided that code in this portal. There was another there is another option where I need to provide that code. So I already did that, and now I am able to log into this Anypoint platform. Okay, so if you see, now if you see this one, eu.anypoint.mulesoft.com, so this one it is it is referring to the European region of Anypoint platform, right? So now what we will do is we will go to Anypoint Studio and we will try with this we will try with our credentials that we have created just now, and if you we will try if it connects to the Anypoint platform EU. Okay, so if you see, now we are in the Anypoint Studio, and here let's say we want to open the exchange. So to open the exchange, we definitely need the Anypoint platform credentials. Now if you see, this is the window it has given us, where we need to provide the username and then the password. So we will provide the username. So this is the username we have provided, and then the password we will provide it here. So this is the password. So whatever we have just created for the European region Anypoint platform, so for that we have provided the credentials. Now let's see, let's click on sign in. So if you see, it is showing up your credentials are not valid. So but we have provided the correct credentials, right? So why it is showing this message, your credentials are not valid? Okay, so to check that, what we should do is probably if you see, this is the okay. So as we saw, like for the Anypoint platform US region and for the Anypoint platform European region, for both the cases, we have this similar login screen, right? I mean, exactly same login screen. So in this particular login screen, we don't see anything like which region it is trying to point to. So how do we check that? To do that, we have one option, and if you follow my cursor, we need to click on this use custom domain. And if you click on this, then you can see that which region it is trying to connect, right? So here if you see, it is trying to connect to Anypoint, https://anypoint.mulesoft.com/login. So that means by default, as I mentioned earlier, so by default it is trying to connect to the US region, right? But our credential for the one which we have provided, that does not belong to the US region, right? It belongs to the Anypoint platform European region. So that is the issue here. So what should we do to change this? Because this is the default behavior whenever you download the Anypoint Studio zip file from the Mulesoft side and then you extract it. By default it is set as the US region, right? So to change that, what you need to do is you need to cancel this one, and then you can go to this window option here in the Anypoint Studio, and in the preferences you have the Anypoint Studio. You need to find this Anypoint Studio option, and inside Anypoint Studio option you have the Anypoint Platform option, right? So once you click on this, you will find that this is the, by default this US region is selected here, and that is the reason it is trying to connect to our this link that is for the US region, right? So this is the link it is trying to address, where it is trying to connect to. So what we will do is we will try to change it to a European region, and then we will just click on apply. So once you click on apply, it is just giving us one message, that is once the region is changed, all the stored users in studio preferences will be deleted. Okay, so what does that mean? So I'll just click on cancel, and then we need to go to this authentication section, and here if you see, perhaps you have added something which belongs to the US region Anypoint platform, and you have configured some of the credentials here. But if you change the region from this section, then that part will be lost. Okay, so that is the message actually. It gives us some warning saying that these all users, whatever you have added there, those all would be deleted. So for us, we haven't added anything, so that is we can click on this update. So we'll just click on update, and then we'll click on apply and close, right? So if you see now, now we have configured the Anypoint platform region as Europe, and then now what we can do is we can, so now what we will do is we will click on this, right click on this Mule project, which is currently present there in our Mule in our Anypoint Studio workspace, and then probably from there we can click on this Anypoint platform and then configure credentials. This is one option. So it doesn't need to be any API project. Just we can directly right click on any of the project, and then it will give us that option. So as usual, earlier I did click on this Open Exchange. So now also I will click on this Open Exchange, and this time again it is giving us that user login section. So what we can do is we can just click on this username and password. We can give the username and password. So our username is this one, and then we have the password for the European region Anypoint platform. So once we give that, okay, so before actually providing those details, let's see currently which region it is trying to point, right? So it is better to verify before we actually provide our credentials. So now if you click on this use custom domain, if you click on this, now it is clearly showing like https eu1.anypoint.mulesoft.com/login. That means it is now pointing to the European region. So we are good to go ahead with our username and password. So what I will do is I will try to follow another approach. So here I will right click on this, and then I'll go to Anypoint Platform, configure credentials. I'll click on add, and now it is again giving us that same screen. So I will just provide the username and password here, and then we will click on sign in. So I'll just provide the password, and now I'll click on sign in. So once I do that, if you see, the sign in was successful, and it is now able to it has successfully added that username here. And now we will click on apply and close, and this time if we click on open exchange, it should directly take us to the Anypoint platform, and there it has already logged into the Anypoint platform. And if you see, it is showing at the top right, it is showing as DigiWorld, and we have the Anypoint platform exchange portal open in front of us, right? So that is how we actually resolve this issue. So whenever you are working on any project that is from the European region, and probably you need to connect to the Anypoint platform European region, in that case this is how you can do that inside your Anypoint Studio to connect it to the Anypoint platform European region. So make sure that you go to this window preferences, and first you need to go to this Anypoint Studio option, and under the inside the Anypoint Studio option you will find Anypoint platform. So similarly, as we have changed the this one region to EU, so let's say we are changing it back to the US. So if we do that, and this time we have the we know that we already have the our credential added to the authentication section. So now if you see, we have selected the US region, and if we click on apply, then it is giving us the same message once again, and we will just click on update and then apply and close. Now as this has been as we discussed earlier, so inside Anypoint platform we have the authentication, and now if you see, we don't have any username there, right? So every time you actually switch the so every time if you every time you switch the region in your Anypoint Studio, the in this Anypoint platform section, if you switch the region, every time your authentication section will be whatever was there earlier added, that would be actually deleted. Okay, so you need to add it once again. So just make sure that you take care of these, you remember these options, so that you, in case you are facing any issue with connecting to the Anypoint platform, you can quickly resolve that. Okay, so that is it, and thank you so much. uh, we'll see you with the next video very soon. Thank you.